Hello, happy Wednesday. How are we today? It's time to get real. Are we ready? Well, wait, yay, I think we're ready. Okay, so it's my birthday. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned that 10 times over the last week. And so, yeah, I'm 47 today. I'm one of those weird people, I don't mind getting older. It doesn't bother me at all. I think I'm far better now than I was when I was 20. Okay, so it doesn't bother me. I not only am I in better shape, but I just think that with getting older comes, experience and wisdom, and I just have so much more confidence now. I'm not afraid. I'm really not afraid of like challenges. I'm not afraid to make mistakes as long as I learn from the mistakes and then something good comes out of it. I'm okay with it. Mistakes, you're gonna make mistakes, people. So don't be afraid of doing that. Don't think that it's gonna be perfect. So as long as you use them to change for the better, good for you. So yeah. I've already received tons of very special birthday messages, texts, posts, and I'm so thankful that people out there remember me. It makes me happy. So thank you for that. Made my morning so far. And then birthday gifts. So let's talk about gifts for a minute. I want 2 gifts, and I'm not materialistic, but 2 gifts. I want one specific gift, and I got 2 yesterday already. Best birthday gift ever would be to have 5 more subscribers to YouTube. That will get me to my 40 by the end of the day, and that's my goal. So get me a birthday gift. Go subscribe. Links in the video. Please, please, please. I'd love to hit 40 or even more. That would just make me, that would geek me out. And then I received 2 gifts yesterday in the form of compliments. Compliments are gifts. When you get them, when you receive a compliment, say thank you, okay? Because that's a big deal. But first compliment was my mom. She's like, I really liked your video yesterday. And my mom's always my biggest supporter, which is awesome. But for her to really like something and say that she likes something is a huge deal. And she was very genuine with that. So listen to yesterday's video. If my mom likes it, you are going to love it. Okay, it was about vulnerability. And then my friend's son, Trevor, he is 21 years old, so 21-year-old young man, says, you know what, Dawn, I really like your podcast. It's so motivational. That made me so excited because my demographic is typically middle-aged women. Hello, I'm a middle-aged woman, and to know that things that I say are resonating with 21-year-old young men, that makes me excited. So that fuels me. That makes me want to keep going. So thank you, Mom. Thank you, Trevor. All right. So today we are talking about temptation. And when we're talking about this, I'm really relating it to the E of real, the eating part, but you can relate it to anything that you need to relate it to, okay? So take what you want from this and use it for that. But we're gonna mostly be focusing on the E or the eating when I'm talking about temptation today. So temptation definition, the desire to do something, especially something wrong or unwise. Yeah, when we think about temptation, we think, I just want to give in and eat that. Okay, it's so hard. I just have to do it. And so temptation is a problem, but temptation is only a problem if you give in. So temptation and giving into temptation are 2 very different things. One has nothing to do with you at all, and one has everything to do with you. So example. So let's say there's a piece of cake sitting there, and I use cake, A, because I like cake, and B, because, it's my birthday and there's birthday cake. So there's this piece of cake sitting there, and there's nobody around, nobody to witness what you are about to do. And no one's looking, and you're tempted to eat it, and you don't eat it because eating it won't help you reach your goals, and you say to yourself, I'm not doing that. I'm not giving into temptation. And so no harm's done. The cake is the temptation, but as long as you don't give into it, it really has no effect on you. So you're tempted and you don't give in. Now, the difference when temptation becomes a problem. Same cake, same temptation, you eat it. Okay, you're like, yeah, it's my birthday. I mean, whatever I want. Whose responsibility is that? Is it the cake's? No, I'll give you a hint. I'll give you the answer. No, it's not, okay? It is yours, okay? It's your responsibility. You chose to give in, okay? It was a choice, and that's what you chose to do. Like, it didn't fly off the plate and into your mouth, right? Okay, so now you're left with regret. So those are two different outcomes of the same situation. Temptation, not a problem. Temptation and giving in, big problem, okay? So, are you a failure because you gave in to temptation? No. Are you the worst person in the world? No. No, but you shouldn't have done it, okay? At that point, you probably shouldn't have done it. And you have weaknesses that need to be managed. If you want to be successful, if you have this goal to lose weight or get in shape or get down your clothing sizes, whatever, you have to manage your temptations. And so, first, let's kind of talk about the pattern of temptation, okay? Because you probably recognize it, but don't think about it when it's happening. So, my dog. All right, so I'm just going to walk and talk. So, pattern of temptation is, first thing it starts with is the desire. If there is no desire, okay, you will not be tempted. So, I kind of relate this to, we used to call them at Weight Watchers red light foods. You know, like stop, the foods that you know that are your very favorite and they make you crazy and you just can't stop, okay? So it's not a result of your circumstances. It's not just because you're at a restaurant that you love, I don't know, cake is just on my mind. So like cake anywhere is maybe a huge deal for you, okay? Or chips or whatever. And so first of all, you have to have that inner deep desire for whatever it is, okay? Then once you have the desire and you're faced with that temptation, in comes doubt, right? You say things to yourself like, well, is it really wrong if I have this? I mean, she said I can have a little. I mean, it is my favorite and it is my birthday, okay? And is it really wrong? I mean, it's not wrong. It's just cake. And don't I have the right to be happy? I feel like I have the right to be happy and this is what makes me happy. And then, and why me? Why me? Why am I the one that's overweight and why am I the one that has to control this? Well, do you know the answer to that question? Why you? Why do you have to lose weight? You. Why do you have to control temptation? You. Because you're the one that gained weight. You're the one that has the temptation and you're the one that's allowed it to get you to the point that you are now. So it's not unfair. It's just a fact. It just is, okay? So desire, then doubt, then deception, okay? You're just telling yourself like, well, no one will ever know. Or just once won't hurt. I can handle it. Everybody else is doing it. All of these things that we use to justify what it is that we want at the moment. Okay, not what we want most, but what we want at the moment. So desire, doubt, deception, and then you finally do it. You're just like, you know what, F it, I'm doing it. You finally give in, and what began as just an idea or a thought and really wasn't a problem, you've now talked yourself into allowing it to become a behavior. Okay, so does that pattern kind of sound familiar? The desire, doubt, deception, and doing? It happens over and over, probably daily. So we get ourselves into this pattern of intention, failure, guilt. And then when you feel guilty, well, you want to feel better when you feel guilty. And what do? You go eat some more. We just keep in this constant cycle. So how do we overcome that? There are steps to overcoming temptation. First step, admit it. Admit that you have a problem. Know what your biggest weaknesses are. Know what your red light foods are. Know that when X is around, you can't handle it. Period. Mine used to be donuts. Oh my gosh. I was a crazy freak when it would come to donuts. My dad used to go and get donuts every Sunday after church, and he'd bring the donuts home, like not just like a donut for each of us, like dozens of donuts. And I would have some of every single one of them. Like I would eat donuts all day long. Like it's my favorite food. I can't have donuts in the house. It's a fact of life. It's okay. You have to admit that though. Then you have to remove it, okay? Don't have it around. Don't have your favorite foods around, and even give yourself the option of giving into temptation, okay? Just remove the option, remove that temptation, because it can be sitting there. I'll go buy the donuts 10 times. 10 times I resist it over the course of, 4 days or whatever. And then on day 4, it's still there. And I finally, on the time 11, I can't take it anymore. They're staring me in the face. They're calling my name. Please eat the donut. And I finally give in. You know what? Why didn't I just have it on day 1 and plan for it a little bit when the donut was fresh? Now I'm giving in to temptation of a 4-day-old donut. It doesn't even taste good anymore. So admit it, remove it, and plan for it. Like I just said, how will you handle your temptations? How will you handle, the food at a party or the cake at a party, or going out to dinner, or going over to a friend's house, or, special occasions, holidays? It's Labor Day weekend coming up. How are you going to handle that? Have a plan. And go back and review the party tips from Sunday. Go back and review that video for some ideas, okay? So admit it, remove it, plan for it, then replace it, okay? Every time you're tempted to overindulge, replace it with something else. You know what I'm going to tell you to replace it with, fitness. Replace it with 10 burpees. Okay, I want the cake. No, I'm going to do 10 burpees instead. I want the cake. No, I'm doing 10 jumping jacks instead. I want the cake. No, I'm going for a 3-minute walk instead. Whatever. We have moments of weakness. You're not weak 24 hours a day. I mean, it's not like you're tempted 24 hours a day and you have to use all this self-control and you really just have these really weak moments when it just is overwhelming. Those are the moments you have to plan for. Those are the moments that you need that backup plan. So replace it with something. This is a tip. This is possibly something you could use. Give into it. Give into it, but just a little, okay? Have that plan. So if it is your birthday and you want to have a piece of cake, that's fine. Plan for it, Eat sensible the rest of the day. Eat all your good, healthy foods. Stay in control. For me, it's not cake today. You know what I'm planning to have today? Lemon drop martini at lunch. Yeah. Going to my favorite place where they have lemon drop martinis, Art and Jake's. I'm giving a shout out to them. I love them, and that's what I want, and I'm planning for it. I'm having that and something else small to eat, and just regular breakfast, regular dinner, whatever. Okay. So plan for it. It's not going to kill you, okay? As long as you balance it with a little extra fitness, or and you don't allow it to, make you spiral into that great food abyss, you will be fine, I promise. It is okay, but just a little. And then forgive it, okay? Sometimes you're going to give in. I mean, that will happen, I promise you. You don't overcome temptation every single time. It's just not, we're human, okay? There's no way around it, and you're going to feel like shit if you do it, I promise. It will stay with you. Okay, and you will regret it. You'll regret it. Feel that. Okay, feel that. Don't try to cover it up by eating more. Feel it. Feel the bloat. Feel the disgust. Feel the regret. But then forgive it. But don't forget it, because you're going to be tempted again. And say the next time that you're tempted, and you made the wrong choice before, use that mistake and learn from it. Don't make the wrong choice again. Okay. For you, the wrong choice for you. Okay. Because remember that the delayed satisfaction of staying in control is far better than the instant gratification of giving in. So I'm going to repeat that. The delayed satisfaction of staying in control. Okay. Because it's not going to feel good right away. If you don't give in, it's going to take a while for you to be like, getting through that moment. And you're like, wow, I did that. If I can do that once, I can do that again. And it just feels so good to stay in control and stay true to what you said you're doing. And it's going to be so much better than that instant, that moment, just that moment of gratification, or that moment of happiness. Okay. And then you're going to regret it later. So the next time you're tempted to skip a workout, or overeat, or spend too much money, or make a decision that doesn't align with your goal, turn around and walk away. Turn around and walk away. Okay, leaving regret behind is the best choice you're going to make for yourself. I promise. I've lived on both sides of the fence, people. So what I want you to remember for today, don't give up what you want most for what you want at the moment. Okay, don't give up what you want most for what you want at the moment. So today's action steps: remove your temptations. I want you to go through your car, go through your office, go through your home, go through any place that you spend time, and I want you to remove those biggest temptations, because remember, if it's not there, you can't eat it, period. And second action step, like, tag, share, and subscribe. I need 5 more subscribers. And tune in tomorrow to hear one of the most common habits of successful people. I'm excited to talk about that one. So tomorrow we're talking about the A, or the achieving of real. Okay, so drop a comment in this video. Tell me what your biggest temptations are, maybe how you've overcome them. Tag your friends, have them do the same thing. Join me tomorrow. Okay, and I'll see you then. Thanks for listening.